Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Kicking It with USA Kickboxing. I'm your host, Meryl Swidler, and I am joined by today the brand new bronze medalist from the World Championships. We have Caitlyn Ellis here. Caitlyn, how are you? How are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited for the holiday season. We all get to eat a little bit now that we're done with competing. So I'm excited to be kind of enjoying the holidays with some family and eat some good food and get back to my training as usual. But how about you?
I love being able to eat this holiday season. But I do like being back at home and training with my gym again and like just getting to see everyone. It's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I know. I definitely feel like when we're gone for so long for these trips, it is like you get a little homesick towards the end of it, and it's just like I just want to get back to my regular routine of things.
A little bit, you're like, oh, I just want to go talk to these people and I want to go train with everyone. And you can't bring your whole gym with you overseas. And I do end up missing everyone so much by the end of it.
Definitely. Well, I'm sure everyone is really proud of you as you just won a bronze medal at this past World Championships that just happened only a few weeks ago in Abu Dhabi. It was a great overall tournament. We're also proud of you over at Waco USA. But Caitlin, this has been kind of a journey and a process for you because last time you competed at the World Championships, you competed in Portugal on tatami side of things. So how was this training so different for you? Obviously, you switched gears, you switched over to competing ring sport. Um, tell us a little bit about that whole process of switching gears from tatami to full contact fighting in the ring.
It's an interesting transition. It's not as I feel like most people think tatami to ring, there's like this crazy difference. There really isn't. It's just the difference of the focus. So I feel like in tatami we focus a lot on speed and precision as opposed to the ring we focus on like volume and power.
Hmm.
So luckily, one of the things I love about tatami is I had that speed and I'd been working to land my shots so perfectly to get those points that now it was just a lot of my training this year was focused on the explosive power generation and just cleaning up where I could with my technique because everyone's technique can always be better. And
Right.
uh, of course, I wanted to fix that up, but we focused a lot of power for this tournament because I generate a lot of power naturally. I used to work on a ranch. I like to say that like a lot of that carried over, but we're definitely focusing on like those plyometric explosives, medicine ball slams, kettlebell stuff, and then just like ripping the bag work. Like my bag back here weighs as much as my fight weight. So really practicing that explosiveness and that power generation on that, I think was super useful.
Definitely. Yeah, and well, with tatami, a lot of people kind of don't understand that. I mean, even with tatami, you're not necessarily the goal of trying to like knock somebody out. It can still happen, and people still have a lot of force
Absolutely.
and power behind a lot of their shots. And we saw plenty of the athletes at Worlds that were actually taken off on stretchers almost,
Yeah.
or the paramedics were coming out and helping some of those athletes out. But with ring, yeah, you definitely have to have a little bit more of that speed and power to really kind of make an emphasis on you being the stronger, more aggressive athlete. So, did you find that you were still training some very similar things when it came to like your actual technique, or did you, obviously you said you've kind of honed in on a little bit more skill and technique, but was there anything that you were like, oh, I love that I'm able to do more of this rather than what I was doing for tatami?
So what I thrived in on tatami was light contact. So when I switched the ring, it was full contact, very, very similar. But
Right.
I do remember when I switched over to the ring, especially because there's more, since it's a confined space as opposed to an open mat, we tend to stand in front of each other more. So I
Right.
wanted to really work on sweeps, which you could do on the tatami mats. I just didn't take advantage of them as much. So
Okay.
I was definitely trying to work those more so and cutting my angles a bit sharper. I don't think I was as successful in that second one, but I wanted to take that angle work we used in tatami and try to tighten it just a little bit since there is the ropes you have to worry about.
Right.
But I did love like the way they had it set up this year, where it was, I wish we could have been ringside, but they had the tatami mats and then the ring. Because one of the things I did love was hearing all the ring fighters like be like, huh. I didn't realize tatami looked like that because, in the States, sometimes I feel like we're much safer and like a little more controlled about the power, but you go to the world level and they're like, well, you guys are the best athletes in the world, so you should be able to like bang it out a little bit.
Oh, geez.
And that's so much fun to like watch. I loved it in Portugal too, because in Portugal, most of the time we got fussed at. It wasn't power on the tatami mats. It's like, okay, you gotta keep going. You gotta stay engaged.
Okay. Yeah, I
But
feel like it's like constant action sometimes when you're watching the light contact fights. But now even with the ring athletes, I mean, it still is like sometimes the refs aren't really breaking things up as quickly as they used to. So, but I will say, remember we were kind of talking a little bit while we were over in Abu Dhabi, how proud you were of that one sweep and it made it into one of the clips for the official Wako page, which was kind of cool. And I was like, oh wow, I mean, that was a greatly timed sweep that you landed. So that
that
was
one made me
awesome.
so happy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was fantastic. And yeah, I mean it's cool how there are some similarities between the tatami side of things and it translate over to ring sports. So you probably had a little bit more ease with the transition in such a short period, but you also were kind of working on making that transition a bit. You went to Mexico and you won at the Mexican Open before getting ready for nationals that happened a little bit or the following year, I should say.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. I mean, you went on kind of like a little run at the Mexican Open with winning there too.
That was fun because after that year that I went to the Mexican Open, I was supposed to fight in the ring at nationals, but that didn't end up happening because there's not a ton of girls in the ring, especially at those heavier weight divisions, and no one it's coming back a little bit, I think, but full contact isn't super popular in the Americas like it once upon a time was because K1, which is super exciting, but like I love watching K1, but I do love fighting full contact.
For sure.
So uh, there wasn't an opportunity for me to do that year. So we found the Mexican Open, and I went and competed at that. And they didn't have full contact either, but they had low kicks. So I got to try my hand out at that a little bit. And then the next year's at nationals also did low kicks. So World Championships, oddly enough, was the first time I got to fight the division that I had been wanting really badly to fight. But I do love that I got the low kick experience, especially in Mexico, because first off, winning outside the United States, anytime you win, it does give you a bit of a confidence boost. It's like, okay, just won my first out of states tournament. So
Definitely.
that was great. And I met some really great refs there, and everyone there is so incredibly nice. Like Puerto Rico started cheering for me at the end. I was like, thank y'all. And like I met some lovely girls there, and we had some really good fights. And it was for the first time in the ring, I feel like it was a great experience because got to fight a girl. Like my final round was against a continental champion. So she had
Okay.
won a Pan Am's once or twice in low kick. So I thought that was really good experience.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. It kind of makes you realize that you kind of belong, in a way. So winning an international fight, I've had that opportunity like once, but still, it's still like a reassuring feeling. Like, okay, I can compete with the elite level athletes from outside of the nationals that we host here with the U.S. girls. So it's like a nice little confidence boost, like you said, and it's just reassuring. Like, okay, I can hang with these girls that maybe fight more often than I do. So being able to compete at that level, first time competing in ring sport like that and getting that low kick experience in, I mean, you did fantastic. And I know we were all like super proud of you. And it is kind of cool. You kind of have like the other countries like rooting and rallying behind you and everything. So that's awesome.
I love one of the things I love about like when we travel internationally, especially to the World Championships as a big team, is like not only joining other countries' chants, but like them joining ours. Because you reach the end of the week and you get so used to like everyone's, you're like, yeah, I can clap along to your chant,
Oh, for
or
sure.
like I can cheer along, and that is always. I feel like that's so much fun. Not obviously competing is the most fun, but like chanting with everyone and being a supporter, like that is such a big part of the experience if you really embrace it. And I love doing that.
Yeah, totally. I remember when we were at Worlds, I think towards the end of the tournament, there was like I think it was I want to say I don't remember what country it was. I think it was Portugal, actually. It was off to the side next to us or something. And there was a couple like little kids that were running around waving flags and stuff, and they'd hear one of the chants going and they would be dancing or like doing the claps and like sing the chant with us. And it was really kind of cute, just like everyone's kind of rooting for each other in a way. And it's awesome. I just love that whole experience. Everyone's got like the same agenda. Everyone can kind of relate to the whole kickboxing world, and I mean, maybe we're not from the same places, but we can still kind of root and cheer each other on.
I love that. Like, that is one of the times that it's like, oh, the world is such a beautiful place because we all just have this sport that we love to do, and we all get in the same room together, and we're like, yeah.
Yeah,
Just like all of us together, regardless of country, we just love being there. And, it's like I have people sometimes that it's like, oh, why do you hug your opponents at the end of the fight? It's like, well, we just fought each other in a combat sport. Of course, everyone's so excited. Like, once you're done, whether you win or lose, like, there is a sense of camaraderie you have with your opponent now, whether you see them again or not. It's just like,
right.
wow, we just fought together, especially when you guys are fighting on a world stage. It's like, you won, I won, regardless, like there is something unique that be like comes from that. Do you know what
Right.
I'm saying?
No, I totally get it. I love it. It's like win or lose, it doesn't matter. You both just like put every ounce of your whole like physical being, mental being, like emotional being into the 6 minutes that you have in the ring, Like it's crazy. And then to have that respect, that mutual respect for each other, you both trained your butts off, to do those 6 minutes. Win or lose, like you have to be proud of yourself and proud of the other person too. And I mean, I always love trying to hunt down my person that I fought and try to like, have conversations with them and just kind of like get to hear like their training background and kind of have those conversations and maybe learn from them even like, okay, well, what can maybe I take from their training that I can maybe implement in my training now, Especially if it's somebody from like Europe who trains and fights almost every other weekend, it seems like. So if they're on that high level elite training and fighting game, maybe there's some things that I can implement here to just elevate my training just a little bit more. So, it's like one of my favorite parts, at least, about getting to talk to the people afterwards, and even their coaches sometimes too are really cool to chat with as well. So,
I
yeah.
like catching up, if trading shirts maybe if we can,
Yes. Yeah,
getting each
I
other's
love collecting
Instagrams, watching
t-shirts.
each other's, yeah, just being a
Um,
part of each other's journeys.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's cool to be able to do that and follow each other along, especially on socials, like you said too. So, well, Caitlin, kind of going on that path a little bit, why don't you talk a little bit about the tournament itself? What was like some of the biggest takeaways compared to the first time you went to Worlds, in Portugal versus this time around?
I think I think the biggest thing was I keep telling it. Like people ask, they're like, "Oh, how do you feel now that you like won a bronze?" Or like, "How was the tournament?" And I always go, "There's a sense of pride I can't deny, but I'm so not satisfied with the results."
Hmm.
So I even to this day, like I'm like, okay, I got third in the like in my division in the world. I placed at the World Championships. That's an accomplishment. I feel like I did my country and my gym proud, but like there's still like I was so close to the medal stand and you were there. I mean, I
Right,
kept riding that wave up and down of just this mixture between pride and disappointment, and I still feel it. It's not as intense. It's very motivating.
right,
I think the biggest thing that I took away from this tournament as opposed to other, like Portugal, was when I did Portugal, like I lost, but I was like, that's the best I've ever fought. And I walked away from this tournament and it was, yes, I lost and yes, I did really well, but it was, I absolutely am at that level with everyone else.
right,
And that's a feeling I don't experience as often as sometimes I think I would like.
right,
So even when I watch those videos back, I'm like, okay, if I would have done this minor tweak and this minor tweak and this minor tweak, then I probably could have flipped that scorecard around. But and yes, it's disappointing to be like, oh, I was so close, and if I would have just changed these little things, I probably would have won. But to be like, oh, it's just these little things
right,
that swept me through the cracks. It's like that means I'm so much closer to being this elite level world champion athlete that I'm aspiring to be than I have been in years past. And there's something very motivating about that. So, and it makes you not want to stop. I think the biggest things that I took away from like a technical standpoint was yes, I I am stronger on my kicks, so I definitely want to work on the punches, but that fluidity between closing the distance is definitely something I want to work on, and then cutting those angles and immediately taking advantage of those striking opportunities. There's a couple opportunities that I watched slip through the cracks when I rewatched those videos, and I'm like, okay, never want to lose those opportunities again because you never want to like leave it up to the judges. And
Right.
there's a couple opportunities that I'm like, I probably could have just like yanked it back on my side if I would have just taken advantage. But, you know, there's one thing you can't ever say about me, and that's that I give up in the ring because whether it was on the tatami in Portugal or for this year in Abu Dhabi, like when I was losing and I was had just like the small window to get it back, that last round in Abu Dhabi this year, I poured everything I had into it and I was just trying to get as many points on the board as I could and it wasn't quite enough, but uh, I'm always going to take great pride in the fact that even though I'm losing and it's like, okay, this is frustrating, I will never let that overwhelm me and stop me from trying to move forward. And
Right.
I have to give credit, like, I have to give so much appreciation to my coaches too, because even Bybee, who was my coach in the corner for my last fight, he goes, he goes, "Are you a warrior?" I'm like, "I'm a warrior." He's like, "Shout it!" I'm like, "I'm a warrior!" And then we went into that final round, and that's like a fun memory I have now. But from a technical standpoint, there's a couple of things I want to work on. The difference between the ring and the Tommy, I think there's not much when it comes to finishing a fight. It's like, okay, what could I have done better? Time to get back at it. But there
Right.
is a sense of pride and disappointment at the same time, but an even greater sense of gratefulness. Obviously, not everyone gets this opportunity. God has blessed me to be able to travel and compete and be with my team. I get to watch everyone fight, which is great. I get to compete. I got to have coaches who only see me at these Team USA tramps and get to see me at nationals still willing to step in and coach me and like they learn a little bit about you. Like there's only so much time with so many athletes where they get to like spend time and try to get to know you the best they can. And our coaches really do try that when they're overseas with us. And I'm so grateful for that because I didn't travel with a coach this year. So having Coach Bivey, Coach Cunningham, Coach Mark, like having everyone try so hard for me in my corner, even though they only know me from like a couple training camps, it does mean the world.
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered your question. I kind of went on a little spiral there. I was like, but
No, I
I
love
hope
it
I
though.
answered.
I love it. I think that there were some really good takeaways, from this event for a lot of the athletes that traveled and the coaches even. But I love what you're saying, I mean, you should be very proud of yourself for everything that you've accomplished in this past year. I mean, finally getting to be able to compete in the division that you wanted to compete in and honestly kick ass in it, I mean, going over internationally and competing. You won the first one like unanimously. There were no questions about it whatsoever. The second fight was very close, very competitive, nonstop the entire time. And you, like you said, you hung in there. Every ounce of you, every second was in that fight, no problem. Like nonstop. So, I mean, you have the heart, you have the grit, you have the will to keep going. So I think that the future is going to be very bright for you. You're still very young as an adult competing in the world championship. So I believe that you'll still be able to go very far with what your goals and aspirations are for the sport and for this division as well. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see where you go with things after this. Because if anything, I feel like a lot of us kind of left this tournament with a little bit more of a fire lit under us, and
Yeah.
like we're all not satisfied. Even somebody who did medal, even those that won gold, maybe they still have more that they want to accomplish. So um,
I think Coach Java said it like super well. Like this
yeah.
is just all part of your championship story.
Yep, it's all part of the journey. It's all part of the story. So, um, Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see who all comes back for nationals
Yeah.
and who's wanting to compete at Pan Ams for next year or the Junior World Championship since that will be next year as well. And then we'll just have to see in 2 years who's coming with more of a fire lit under them to make it on the national team and make it to World Championships again. So,
Mhm.
um, it's going to be exciting, I think, the next couple years here for all of us.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Okay, so tell me one of your favorite things about being in Abu Dhabi. It could be either from the tournament or just the overall experience about being in such a cool and unique place that we've all probably never thought about going to.
No, such a beautiful place. Such a like, oh my gosh, the people in Abu Dhabi are lovely. Like everywhere is so nice.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was so surprised at like how clean like everything was.
it's
Like it was
such a
so pristine.
clean country.
Yeah, no graffiti anywhere when you went downtown. It was just, I mean, well, I'm from Chicago, so like not to like crap on Chicago or anything, but like that's like a whole thing here in the city. So, yeah, so it was just amazing to see how just like pristine and well kept and everything. Everyone was so nice and well mannered
Yeah,
and like respectful and welcoming and yeah, but I'll let you take the floor.
it's
You talk about
uh oh no, I'm trying to think. Like it was
it.
such a beautiful country. After I will say the only benefit to like finishing up the tournament early is you get to enjoy the food for longer. So that was a bunch of fun. But no, I think I'm so sorry. I have a little bit of allergies. I think my favorite part is just the competition itself. There's um there's a moment before I compete that I it's my favorite part of competition strictly because it never changes despite of where I am. And there's it's a moment I'm not gonna say that like I'm the most spiritual Christian, blah 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 blah, but there's a moment before I enter the ring where regardless of where I am, when I'm in that warm up that I will go to my knees and I will pray for a moment and then I will just feel like the presence of like God just relax me and I feel that when I'm walking into the ring, which is why this year I feel every fight I've done, I've come in so much more relaxed. And there's something incredibly comforting and amazing about that, regardless of what country or what competition I'm at. And I think that's my favorite part because I feel like I can feel it my entire fight. And then I
Yeah.
finish my fight and I'm like, this was a beautiful experience. And I'm so, even when I, obviously when I win, but when I lose, even I'm just like, I'm able to take in the moment. And I love that feeling of being in like a world stage ring too. I felt
Right.
that way in Portugal. Like that feeling of being like I'm on the mat with the best. Now it's I'm in the ring with the best. There's something so electric that I'm sure you understand as
Right.
well, but it's it's a feeling that I'm like can't replicate anywhere else. And I feel like you so Coach Java, who's tatami coach, he got a really good picture of me after I won that first fight. And every time I look at that picture, I feel like you can feel it.
Yeah.
And so there's that. Um, but like the country itself is Abu Dhabi is beautiful. One of the best RAN tournaments that I think
Yeah.
I've been to.
I would say the
Super
tournament
smooth.
itself was really fantastic.
Yeah.
Obviously we had a little bit of some conversations with some of the other countries about some of the judging
Yeah.
and things, but the overall experience of the tournament itself was the best I think I've ever been to. It was very well run. Even
Loved
in the
watching our people
warm-ups.
fight.
Sorry.
Yes. No,
What
the
did-
warm up area was great. I said
yeah.
like watching our people fight. Loved that.
Yeah. Yeah, the
That
warm-up area was like,
that back fist knockout.
oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
From Javi, right? You're talking about?
Yes.
That was unbelievable. Oh my gosh. And I mean like
Rashad with his bow staff. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
everyone from Team USA this time around was just they were all top dogs. Like I was so proud to have all of these guys be on Team USA. Everyone fought their hearts out. Or competed their
Absolutely.
hearts out just overall. Like for our forms guys, our point fighters, obviously on point always. And yeah, like our forms people, they were electric as always, and Rashad becoming a multi-world champion again. Like, just, I mean, it's amazing. Just some of the people that we are able to compete with and call teammates, even. I mean, like, I was so proud to be competing alongside everybody and be a part of Team USA, you know? So,
Watching all my girls fight, I was like,
I know, I know. The girls, honestly, they did kick butt this time. It was a very, like, I think I mentioned to somebody else, it was a very new and young team this time around. Um, New and young in the sense of not a lot of people had competed before overseas. We had a few people that were veterans, you, for example, and myself, competing at multiple other international competitions and things, but being at World Championships, it was the first time for a lot of our athletes. And I think a lot of them handled the pressure or whatever it may have been very well. And like I've mentioned before, I think it's only going to make us a little bit stronger with a little bit of a fire lit under us to be like more hungry to do better, you know? So I'm very excited because I think that with everyone being as young as they are, I think they still have longevity to continue and it's only going to get better. So, yeah,
yeah.
I'm very excited for it. Um, okay, so last little bit here before I let you go and so that you can go and enjoy your Christmas with everybody, your family. Give me real quick some advice that you would give to anyone that is looking to either make the transition from tatami to ring sport or just in general on wanting to get into Wako, especially like be a part of Team USA.
Um, so first, if you're looking transition for tatami to ring, absolutely embrace it. Like, don't be scared. I feel like people sometimes try to scare you. They're like, "Oh, the ring is this big scary place." It's not. As a tatami athlete, I promise you have the skill and technique to make that transition. Don't let people like freak you out. And you have competed like and you have trained in the same way. A lot of these translate really well. So if you're going light contact, full contact, low kick light, low kick, like these translate super well. You're just going to notice a slight difference in movement, and I promise the movement you're used to will not hinder you. It'll only help you see more opportunities. But don't rush it if you feel nervous about not being ready and it's more of a skill concern, don't be scared to stay in tatami like an extra year or something. Maybe get some extra tatami fights and then go into the
Experience
ring
is
because
huge. Just getting the
experience is
experience.
huge.
Right.
And don't be scared. Like, once you are in the ring, if you make that transition from tatami to ring, don't be scared if there's like a little tournament near you that's doing tatami. Just go hop back on the tatami mats for a minute. Just, there is no shame or like of going, they say it's going backwards. It's not. You're just like, you're doing one sport and then the other. Experience is experience. And it doesn't matter if you're in the ring or on the mat. Just like, no, there's a slight difference in the stance, there's a
Yep.
slight difference in the movement, and you're going to get used to it. And the learning curve is not that dramatic.
Right.
Uh, but also, to anyone who's thinking about like getting into kickboxing, I if you want to go straight to the ring, that's great. If you want to go into tatami, that's great. If you want to stay in those places, that's great. If you want to move, that's great. But if you're thinking about going to the ring and you're just like, oh, I'd like a little more experience first, the tatami mat, great place to start. Love that. For sure. I'm so grateful that I started on tatami because not only did it give me a chance to work on things that I feel like I focus less on in the ring now because I've developed the skills on tatami, but also it did give me an opportunity to make those relationships with tatami people. Like, I don't know, like, I talked to Rashad when we travel to World Championships now, and I don't know if I would have talked to Rashad if I had started over at the ring because in Portugal we were on two separate sides of the arena. So I think embrace both sides of Waco and kind of find whatever works for you. And also, one thing for starting kickboxing specifically, whether or not you come from a combat sport or not, is just keep pressing forward. Because I know for me, like, I'm not the most naturally athletic person and I don't fire off of instinct well. So that was something I had to train. And I probably have like the average Joe level of athletic baseline to start with, but I train, so that's not an issue for me. So if you're not like picking up on things immediately, Or if you do what I do and trip over your own feet every 5 seconds, like that's not as big of a deal as you think it is. You can train that cardio and that athleticism and those reflexes. Just start and go forward. Like I wasn't one of those kids who started at like 8 or 9, and there's nothing against them, but I was 17 when I started fighting, and I started in Taekwondo, and now I do kickboxing and Muay Thai. Like, just go for it is
Right.
the best thing I would say, because I think a lot more people would fall in love for it if they would stop letting the fear of starting hold them back.
I
And
think
I
you
would love to see more people.
Yeah, no, I think you couldn't have said that any better. A lot of those things I love what you said there. So, I think it's just going to be it's a cool thing, to be a part of the national team, be a part of the US kickboxing team, whether you want to be tatami or ring or flip back and forth. But like you said,
Come
experience
join full contact.
yes, experience is the biggest thing I think that anyone could possibly use, to just develop their skill set. So, yeah, I agree 100% with what you had to say there. So, all right. Well, Caitlin, thank you so much for joining in for today on this holiday. I am gonna go ahead and let you go so you can go and be with family for Christmas. But before I do, where can people follow you so they can keep an eye on your story and your journey for kickboxing?
I'm super bad at social media, so the only place I really post is Instagram. It's going to be queenofhearts.ce, and you're going to see me, and it's going to be like the little Waco thing from Portugal because I have a really cute picture going like this. So,
Okay, Caitlin, before I let you go one more time, last little thing here. Quick little shout out. Who do you want to shout out for like all of your appreciations and everything for getting you ready for this tournament?
big shout out to my gym, Outlaw Muay Thai here in DFW. Coach Nick, Coach Ash, Coach Poe, they help me so much. It's a Muay Thai gym, but my coach, he works so much with me on my kicks and my punches and my movement, and I don't think I would have done as well without them. And then everyone on my team, back home fight team, love y'all so much. Thank you for all the sparring. Thank you for both letting me kick your butts and kicking my butt because I needed it before I left. But I love everyone so much, so thank you.
Okay, so yeah, so people, if you want to follow Caitlin's story, be sure to follow her on Instagram. You will find her stuff there, whether it's training, tournaments, all the things. It's great, but yeah, she's a great athlete to have a part of Team USA. So, Caitlin, congratulations again on
Love
winning a
y'all.
bronze medal over at the World Championships. We're all so proud of you. Everyone else, though, please make sure to be on the lookout. Some really exciting stuff is coming up now that we are going into 2026. We are just finishing up an exciting year of 2025, but we have an even better year coming ahead in 2026 with the national championships starting in March, the very end of March in Colorado Springs. And it's going to be great. We have a tour with the Olympic Training Center. It's going to be awesome. And then we have an exciting year of Pan American Championships, the Toronto North American Cup again, and also the Junior World Championships, which was just announced. It will be in Jesolo, Italy, for those that are interested in making the Junior World Championship team. So be sure to be on the lookout for more information and stay tuned. But other than that, Caitlin, thanks again. Have a happy holiday. All of our viewers, please also be safe out there for the holiday season and happy holidays. We'll see you guys for the next episode of Kicking It with USA Kickboxing. I'm your host, Meryl Swidler, and we'll see you guys next time.